It's Lori here. I'm here today to do my Tis the Season-a-thon reading vlog. Right now it's the 29th. It's a Sunday, but I'm going to go over my reading plans for the week and kind of go over what I hope to accomplish this week. So for those that don't know and haven't seen any of my other reading vlogs, I am a teacher in New York City. Right now we are teaching fully from home. We're doing fully remote. That can change any day. They keep changing their minds, but right now I'm working fully from home. So my plan this week is to do all the challenges and also watch a bunch of Christmas movies and Christmas TV shows that I have been putting off. So I'm going to watch Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I'm going to watch Noelle. There's a couple of other Christmas TV shows that I really want to watch. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend as well as reading. But let's get into the books. So the first book for the prompt is read a holiday read is Tinsel, The Girl Who Invented Christmas by Sybil Pounder. This is going to be the first book that I start tomorrow. The next book is read a cozy read, which I was going to read All I Want for Christmas is by Wendy Laga, and this is one of the shorter underlined books. I just got this. I'm really excited to pick it up. And then the next book for this reading vlog that I hope to tackle is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This is a book that has lights on the cover and also was the book pick for the reading challenge. So they decided that everyone's going to read this book. And then the next one is Read a Book That You Meant to Read This Year. For me, it was recommended for you by Laura Silverman. And this has to do with a holidays in a bookshop, which I thought was really interesting, and it has a Jewish main character, so it would be a little bit different. And then the last book that I hope I can get to is Read a Diverse Read is Shine by Jessica Jung, which is a contemporary about the K-pop scene. So these are the books that I'm going to start with tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to start with Tinsel, and I will update you guys in the morning when I read a little bit of it. But yeah, I will update you guys tomorrow about my reading progress. Bye guys. Hey, it's Lori here. It's about 10:05 on November 30th. Last night I did actually wound up reading a little bit of The Code of Love and Heartbreak, which is an Emma Woodhouse retelling. I read about 50 pages of that, but I'm going to put that down so I can start my Christmassy reads. And the first book I decided to pick up is Tinsel by Sybil Pounder. This I literally just read 9 pages, and just the back says, what if somewhere along the way we got the Santa story all wrong? And I'm just going to go tackle a little bit more of it. I have a little bit of a break. I'm going to go fill up my water bottle and stuff like that. And I have to teach for the rest of the day, but I do have a period off. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll update you guys when I can. Here I'm back. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update because I read a little bit more. So basically this book started and you got a little note about elves in this world, which I really liked. And then you meet this girl named Blanche. And she is living in London. She's an orphan. She lives underneath a bridge, and she's not the biggest fan of Christmas. She thinks Christmas is a waste of time because she has no family to share it with. But then a series of events happen on this Christmas day that kind of give her hope for the future. She winds up coming across an old lady that gives her a Christmas tree ornament that has a vision of a location in there. She comes across this girl named Ricky, and they have a wonderful day together, and it's so happy and so exciting. And then the next day she goes back and Ricky's gone. So it's just, she eventually, I feel like she becomes something connected to Santa Claus, which I'm really enjoying, but it's a very, very quick read. I'm about to start chapter 4, and I've been looking for a Christmas middle grade read, and I can't find that many of them. I know there's a couple other ones. There's Matt Haig has one that I might actually wind up reading this year for the holidays, but I just wanted to share that I am really enjoying it. I'm going to go read a little bit more, and I'll update you guys when I get up to page 50, whenever that is. Bye guys. It's Lori here. It is a dreary, dreary day out. My power keeps flickering. I hope my power stays on though, but I want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 61 in Tinsel, The Girl Who Invented Christmas. So I'm going to try to get a little bit more reading done. I have quite a few YouTube videos that I really, really want to read or watch as I read, so I'm going to go do that. And I will update you guys when I get, maybe when I read another couple of chapters, because some things have changed. I really like the character. I like that it's going to be very focused on female friendship. That is something I always like in middle grade. And I like that there's an animal friend here. And I'm really excited to see where this book goes. It just seems to be a very, very little world building. But I'm curious if there's a problem they have to solve, if that would happen. But It's very, very cute. I like that it's taken place over several years. It's not like a 1 year thing. It's like a lot of years that these characters have known each other or known of each other. So I think that that's kind of cute. So I'm going to go back to reading and I'll update you guys when I can. Hey, Lori here, I'm back. It's like 3:54. I did want to reading to page 80 in Tinsel, the Girl Who Invented Christmas, and I definitely see where the plot is going, and I'm really enjoying it. But we did get a villain. We did get them talking about how they might create Christmas, which I'm liking. And it also talks a lot about like female roles in society, and a very interesting villain. I'm really liking the villain as well. I like the characters. And it's just like such a fun read. Like it's just fun. It's so charming. I do like how they tackled like female friendship in YA novels, because I mean middle grade novels I normally see friendships with like characters that are like male and female. That's something I see a lot in middle grade, but I always like female friendship. I love the setting. I love the characters. And we do know that there is going to be like a magic twist eventually, so I wonder when that's going to kind of come into play, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to go read a little bit more, and I'll update you guys when I get to page like 100, if I feel like enough has happened. But very, very, very fun read, and I'm glad that I picked it up. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hey guys, Lori here, just checking back in. I did wind up reading to page 110 in Tinsel, the Girl Who Saved Christmas. It definitely took like a very unexpected turn that I wasn't expecting, and there was a couple of characters that we meet that I wasn't necessarily expecting it to go in that direction, but I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm captivated. I think it's like a really fun story, and I'm curious how Santa comes to be, I guess, because it's just interesting. Like, I really like how the book started with a focus on Riki and her, and now it's going in a bit of a different direction. But I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's just a fun read, so I'm going to keep reading. And I have 92 YouTube videos to watch, so I'm going to add those to my queue as well. But I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. This is Lori here, just checking back in. I did actually wind up getting to page 156 in Tinsel, the Girl Who Invented Christmas. I'm so fond of this book. It's definitely a book, like, I'm just super surprised by it. Like, I thought it was going to be one thing, but it's totally another. Our cast of characters has increased. There's magic. There's a fun setting. And you're going to see how she sort of invents Christmas. I know it's like in the title, but I'm just so intrigued by it. It's so fun, so lighthearted. It also talks a lot about, gender in the first half, with her wanting to work on the docks and her having to be a boy because girls can't do that. And then you also see her have a more nuanced or complicated discussion about being your own person in one part of the book, like not being like everyone else and being unique and being different. And that's something that doesn't come across a lot in literature, but I see it a lot in the students I teach. They all want to be the same. So I think that conversation was really good, but I'm just really, really enjoying it. It's really inspiring me to watch some Christmas movies tonight, which I am going to do. This is part of this reading vlog. I'm going to watch the TV show from Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I'm going to watch that later tonight. But I am going to read a little bit more. I'm going to try to get up to page like 200 tonight. I'm actually going to read until 9 o'clock and then have a couple of hours of watching some Christmas movies. I also talked with my friend Jess, who I work with, and we decided that next week we're going to do a Dawson's Creek rewatch, and we've been hunting for a show to rewatch together, and we decided we're going to do that one next week. And I might make it a reading vlog and do some contemporary romances, or contemporary, not YA romances, but we'll get there when we get there. But I'm gonna go back to reading Tinsel, and I'll update you guys when I read about 50 more pages. Bye guys. And sorry, here I'm back. I'll turn off my light. Sorry, sometimes it gets very, very glary. But I did want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 202 in Tinsel, it's the girls who invented Christmas. I'm really, really enjoying this book. I just think it's so fun. I love how this book is sort of like a backward mystery, so you're kind of seeing how Christmas is being built throughout all of these elements, like subtle things. It reminds me of that TV show, The Year Without a Santa Claus, I think. And that's like how Santa becomes Santa. It's on like well, now it's like Freeform every single year, but that's like one of my favorite Christmas cartoons, and I hope to actually watch it at some point this weekend. I'm gonna try to find it. I don't know where I will find it, but I'm gonna try to hunt for it. But I just really like this, and there's also a character named Santa in this, which makes me wonder how this book is going to end. Like, there's been some subtle things about, again, there's been subtle mysteries and clues that kind of make me believe like I kind of know where the story's going. But the way that this story talks about gender roles and like, you know, female characters and being your own person is so fun. But the world that the characters are in are super fun. Like the the elf world. That mythology is super interesting. She has another series. She has the Witch War series, which is one that I'm definitely gonna try to check out in the future, maybe around Halloween next year. But I'm just really enjoying it. It's quite fun. It's just quite a fun read. So I'm gonna go try to read like 50 more pages. I'm just gonna keep reading. I'm really, really liking this book. I'm super excited to start Dash and Lily's Book of Dares tonight. But this book is really captivating my attention, and I've read all of this today. I've started this very, very early in the morning. So I'm gonna go back to reading, and I'll talk to you guys when I make a little bit more reading progress. Bye. Here, just checking back in. It's almost 9 o'clock, and I did actually wind up reaching my goal. I just wound up getting up to page 253 in Tinsel, The Girls Who Saved Christmas. This book was adorable. Like, just adorable. I liked it so much. I think I might actually just keep it and keep it on my bookshelf for, like, next Christmas. But this book was it's just great. Like, I love the story. I love the myth. I love how they're building the Santa myth. It's just so fun. And I really like that it's focused on friendship, and it was such a unique read. I definitely want to check out her other series, Witch Wars. But yeah, I have about 20 pages left, so I'll probably tackle this tomorrow morning on one of my first preps because it's not that long. But yeah, I'm gonna go do a little bit of errandy things before I relax, but then I'm gonna go watch a couple episodes of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, and I will check in with you guys. I really love that series as well, that book series, and I'm excited to see what the adaptation is like. So I will update you guys tomorrow morning, and we'll check in about what I feel about the end of Tinsel. Bye. Lori here, I'm back. It is December 1st. It's officially the last month of the year, and last night I wound up reading up to page 252 in Tinsel, The Girls Who Saved Christmas. I really am liking this book. I'm actually going to take 20 minutes before work and just try to tackle the rest of it. I'm super excited for it. I really, really am liking it. So that's what I'm going to go do, and I'll update you guys when I'm done. Bye. Here, just checking back in. I want to say that last night, I forgot to say this in my previous clip, I did wind up watching the first 2 episodes of Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I really like that show. It's quite cute, and I watched part of an episode of Nailed It Holiday Edition. They came out with a second season, which I didn't know about. So I'm probably going to try to watch 2 episodes of Dash and Lily's tonight, and also we'll finish the episode I'm in the middle of watching. And I also watched a couple of the songs from the holiday sing-along on Disney, and I'm probably going to try to watch the whole thing tonight at some point. So I have quite a few holiday-themed things that I'm in the middle of watching that are getting me in the spirit, and I finally watching Tinsel, The Girl Who Saved Christmas. Really thought it was fun. Would definitely give it a 4-star read. I love the diversity in it. I loved how they recreated the Santa myth. I thought it was just a joy to read. I really, really found it to be fun, and I will definitely wonder if I don't think we're going to get another book in this series, but I would love to make another Christmas-themed one because they were so fun. And it really did the Santa myth in like a really different and unique way, and it was very, very enjoyable. So now I'm going to pick up All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. I am literally just going to start it, and before I go back to teaching, I'll probably update you. This is not that long. This is from the Underlined Paperback collection. I actually have 2 Christmas ones I want to read this year. One is New Year's Kiss, and this one is All I Want for Christmas, but I'm probably going to read this one first, and I might save that one for closer to the actual New Year. But I'm going to go start this because I don't have a whole lot of grading to do right now, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Friends, Lori here. I'm back. I finished working. I worked out a little bit. It's quite cold here, but I did wind up starting All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga, and I'm just going to like read a little bit more, but it basically follows this girl named Bailey. She wants a perfect holiday rom-com experience, and she's just not there yet. She works in a bookstore, which I love reading, and she's good at picking people out to like give them their favorite reads. which is something I do to all my friends. It's such a short read, so I'm going to go tackle a little bit more of this. I only read like 20 pages of it, so it's also not that long. This is one from the Underline paperback collection, so I'm going to go read a little bit more of this. And just catch up on some newsy things. And when I read maybe like 2 more chapters, I'll probably update you, because I know that there's probably like a romance plot in here somewhere, but the bookstore is such a cute setting. So and there's a puppy in this. Actually, there's 2 puppies. There's a basset hound, and then there's a little Scottish terrier. So I'm gonna go read this, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. It's Laurie here, just checking back in. It is 4:57. I did wind up reading to page 42 in All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. This book is like my heart song. Like, I really am liking this book. It has said some lines that I have actually said in my real life. Like, every man is more handsome when he has an English accent, which is literally a quote Bailey said. And it's just so cute. I really like it. It's definitely like leading you to think it's gonna probably be one romance, but it could probably trick me. But it's just a fun read. It's definitely more wintry and more Christmassy. So I am going to take a little bit of a reading break, and then I'm going to come back and try to just tackle a majority of it. I really would like to tackle a lot of this book tonight because it's not that long, and I am trying to read 10 books this month, so I'm trying to be a little bit good and also make some progress on my reading goals for the week. But yeah, this is not that long of a book, and I did actually get some reading done during work, not as much as I wanted, but some. So I will check in with you guys when I read another like 50 pages, and I'll give you guys an update. Bye. Slurry, here I'm back. It is about 7 o'clock. I did wind up getting up to page about 100 in All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. Bailey is a character that just reminds me of myself. Like, she just makes comments and she just says things that is so, like, things that I think in my own head. It's almost like Wendy, like, went in my head and created a character. Like, not perfectly, but she's just very, very reminiscent of, like, she reminds me of me a lot. Like, a lot of the things she thinks and she says, and, you know, her biggest dream is to work in a bookstore, and she wants to have a perfect holiday romance, and you know, she watches Christmas movies, and I just think her relationship with these 2 boys is pretty fun. I sometimes struggle a little bit with love triangles, but I don't think that's what this is. I just think it's like an interesting story. Very, very quick. I'm really enjoying it. It has the right mix of, you know, fun and whimsy and just fun holiday stuff. They have a good cookie exchange and just a great read. So I'm going to keep reading and try to make some more reading progress. I am going to watch a couple of episodes of Dash and Lily's. I also just watched the Rachel Kahn and David Levithan event for Mind the Gap, Dash and Lily. She just got in the mail, which I'm going to probably read at some point this month because it's a holiday-themed romance, and I love to read them in the month of December. But yeah, I'm gonna go read about 50 more pages, and then I'll update you guys on my thoughts on All I Want for Christmas. I have a theory who she winds up with, and I'll be curious to see if I'm proven right or wrong. Right here, just checking back in. I did actually wind up reading a little bit more in All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. I'm now on page 138. I think I could probably finish the majority of this book today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go work out, I'm going to do a couple of little things, and then I'm going to dive in and read All I Want for Christmas. I have a small headache just from staring at a computer screen all night. Last night, I was able to watch 2 episodes of Dash and Lily. I really am liking that show. It's so cute. And I also finished watching one of the episodes of Nailed It, the Holiday Edition, which I was so excited to see is back on Netflix for season 2. I just love Nicole. She's awesome. So I'm going to go work out a little bit. I'm also listening to, again, some more political reads, Melania and Me, which was written by Stephanie Norfolk, and it follows her time as being assistant to the First Lady, which very, very interesting. So has nothing to do with my holiday readathon, but I am listening to it. So I'm going to go work out and finish that stuff I have to do, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to start All I Want for Christmas. Okay. Just checking back in. I did wind up working out and doing all that stuff. Still have a little bit of a headache, but that tends to happen when you have to stare at a computer all your hours of the day. But I did wind up listening to a little bit more of Melania and Me, which is my nonfiction read. I'm trying to read some more political books before the end of the year, and then I'm going to kind of move on to some more lighthearted nonfiction reads. But I am also reading All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. I'm now on page 152. This book is just so much fun. As I said before in earlier clips, Bailey literally reminds me so much of me, and I just think it's a perfect Christmas read. It has so many Christmas elements, and there is a hint of a love triangle in here, but I like it. I normally struggle a little bit with love triangles because I think that, you know, they're not always done perfectly, and I think it can be a little bit frustrating, but I'm liking this one. Again, it's not that long. There are animals in it. There's a cute bookshop in it. There's just a lot of like fun, you know, romancy and also like just fun holiday things. So I'm going to keep reading and I'll update you guys when I get up to page like 200. This book has like 212 or 220 pages. So I'm trying to finish this book today and then choose something else to read. So I will update you guys when I read a little bit more. Bye. Lori here, I'm back. I just want to say that I did want to finishing All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. This book actually was really fun and definitely not what I was expecting, but I really liked it. It's definitely like a cute, you know, wintry, Christmassy read, and normally when you have a love triangle in stories, I don't always love it because I always fall for the wrong character. This one did that twist in a really unique way, and I don't want to give it away, but it reminded me of a TV show I used to watch. I used to watch soap operas a lot, and there was an arc in the show, Port Charles, called Miracles Happen, and there was a character in that show called Rafe, and it just reminded me a lot of that for some reason. I'm not going to give two spoilers away, but I actually wound up and I wound up giving this one 4 stars. I thought that the use of puppies in this book were really, really fun. I love the bookstore. I love the characters. I thought it was a very, very fast read too, one that I really enjoyed, and I will definitely read more in this collection. They have a New Year's Eve Kiss, which is another one that I got. But the next one I'm going to pick up, and I don't know if I'm going to start it tonight or tomorrow, is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. This is for the book that's with lights on the cover, which I guess this one also had lights on the cover. But it's also the group book, and I have read 2 Christina Lauren books in the past. I read Josh and Hazel's Guide to Dating and Roommates. And I like them both. I thought they were great. This one I haven't heard a lot about, but I know it has like a ground. Oh, and I also read The Unhoneymooners, which I think I like the best out of all of those. But this one has like a groundhog theme in it. I might try to read a little bit of it. It's been a while since I read an adult romance. I picked this up specifically to read during the holidays. So I might try to read like a few pages of it and kind of give you guys my thoughts before I stop reading for the day. But I have a small headache, and that is just what happens when you teach virtually. So I'm going to go read a little bit of this, and then I'll probably update you guys. But again, these Christmas reads are really not that long, so I hope to read this one, and then I might give myself a break and read Shine. But I hope to really, you know, tackle this readathon, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So, and I'm also going to watch some Dash and Lily tonight, and some Christmas baking shows that I want. That's what actually I might wind up doing, just to kind of just veg. But I'm going to try to read a little bit of In a Holidays, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. Here I am back. It's about 8:08. I didn't wind up reading a lot last night, so I'm actually going to try to read the first 50 pages of In a Holidays before I go to work. I have to start work at 8:30, so I'm going to read a little bit and see if I can make some progress. Last night I did wind up watching another episode of Nailed It. I watched 2 episodes of Dash and Lily, which I really am enjoying on Netflix. So I'm going to go start this and try to give you a small update before I go to work. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey, Lori here, I'm back. I did wind up reading about chapter 22 in a Holidays by Christina Lauren, but you basically follow this girl named Madeline, and she winds up staying at this cabin with her family and like family friends, and they've been doing this for years. She winds up having a drunken hookup or makeout, I'll say, with a boy she should not have made out with, and it kind of sends her on a tailspin, and that's all that I've read so far, and I think her precious cabin that they've stayed for many, many years is about to get sold, and she's starting to dread that event. So, I read about 22 pages. I'm going to try to read a little bit before I have to teach my next class. But yeah, that's my plan of attack. So I'm going to update you guys when I can, because I really don't know that much about this book. I just know what the back says, and that hasn't happened yet. So back to reading I go before I have to teach again. Bye. I'm back. I did wind up working out, but earlier today I did wind up starting In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, and now I'm up to page 60 62 is definitely Groundhog Day. That's definitely what this book is. So basically you have this girl named Maddie, and she's on a Christmas holiday with her family. She makes a drunken mistake, and then when she's on her way home with her family, she gets into a car accident, and she keeps getting sucked back into being on the plane. And I guess she has to kind of have like a perfect day, I'm assuming, or like a day better than the one that she had, and things keep going wrong. But she's the only person with any memory of how this happens. I really like the relationship she had with her potential love interest in this book. I thought it was super funny how he was kind of explaining everything to the character, but also to the audience. I thought that sometimes when you dive into a book like this and you like don't know the past of the characters, you feel a little bit lost. But I really did like that. So I'm going to keep reading, and I would love to tackle a majority of this book today. I still have 2 more books to read from my Tis the Season-a-thon, and I would love to tackle a majority of this. So I'm going to go back to reading, and I'll update you guys when I can. I'm back. It's 6:22. I did wind up reading about 100 pages in a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I always, when I'm reading this book, it reminds me so much of Christmas Every Day with Eric Von Detten, which is like one of my favorite Christmas movies. I actually haven't seen it in a while. I might try to like find it somewhere. It's normally on like Freeform for the holidays, but I actually haven't seen it in quite a bit. But I'm really liking this because it's just fun because you like you don't know what she has to change, and like every single time she gets away from what she has to change, her day restarts. But I really do like her and Andrew developing a relationship, because at the start of this, there's also 2 brothers. She made out with one brother at the start of this book, and the second brother is the one that she has liked her entire life. And they're just getting closer throughout this whole book. And then there's also like other elements of the book that she's hoping to change. And yeah, it's just quite fun. So I'm going to read about 50 more pages, and then I'll kind of update you guys again. But yeah, really liking it. I'm enjoying it. It's a quick read. I'm definitely enjoying it more than I enjoyed the first 2 books that I read, but about the same as The Unhoneymooners. I tend to like relationships that like don't start in a book. Like I like blast from the past romances, or like friends to lovers, or like, like rivals, like having a relationship, because I'm more invested in those relationships if there's some pretense before the book starts. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. It's Lori here, just checking back in. I did actually wind up getting up to page 150 in a Holidays by Christina Lauren. Still really liking this book. I've said before, I like blast from the past romance. I like unexpected romances. I think that they're super fun to read. I enjoy that trope a lot. I also really like the Groundhog Day trope, because I feel like it's always interesting to see like what's gonna make the curse break. But I'm really liking it. I like the relationship between the characters. I've said this before, I'm not the biggest fan of adult romances. That's not a genre that I read like all the time. But I do like this duo's authors. I do like their writing style a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to reading. I like that it's like a holiday Christmassy story. I like the setting. I think that's kind of fun. I like that it's like a found family trope, which you don't see a lot in contemporary books. Like, you see it a lot in fantasy, but I like that there's kind of like a found family element to this story that I also am really enjoying. So I'm going to read about 50 more pages, and then I'm going to update you guys again. Bye. I'm back. It is December 4th. It is Friday. I have one more day of teaching before I'm off for the weekend, which is so very exciting. But I did want to say last night, I went up getting up to page 176 in a Holidays by Christina Lauren. It's definitely a fun read. Definitely getting to be a little bit more interesting. And it's always like you're kind of waiting for her day to reset. So I'm curious. She's pretty far into like her story. So I wonder if it's going to reset again. It's my only question. I really do like the romance. This is definitely one of my favorite tropes. I love flash from the past romances. It's very, very fun. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time, and I'm going to try to prep myself so I don't have to do much work over the weekend, which is what I always try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but that is the plan of attack. I have a lot of planning I have to do this weekend, like a lot of stuff I want to get done. I have to do some Christmas crafting and stuff like that, so, and also some reading, of course, but it's going to be a little bit of a balance this weekend. So I'm going to go organize myself, make sure I'm prepped to relax this weekend, and I will talk to you guys probably when I read a little bit more in a Holidays. It depends if that's during work or after work. Bye, guys. Right here, I'm back. I'm actually, I just got done with work. I actually got a bunch of stuff done, so that means I can actually film some videos this weekend. So that's why I got dressed in all of my Christmassy attire, and I am going to go film some videos, so I'm going to go do that. I didn't read a whole lot of In the Holidays during my work day because I was trying my hardest to prep myself so I could actually have a break this weekend and not worrying about grading and such. So I'm going to go do some grading. I'm gonna go do some filming, and I'm gonna go prep my BookMas videos that I started. I think I said this earlier in this video. I do BookMas like a little bit later than everyone else because I am a teacher and I need more time to like get my videos in order. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go start organizing stuff, start filming, hopefully film like 2 to 3 videos, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Hey, it's Laura here, just checking back in. It is 7:04. I did wind up doing a little bit of filming today, not a lot. I filmed like 2 to 3 videos. I prepped a couple as well. I'm hoping to get a bunch more planning done tomorrow. But I also am listening to my book Melania and Me, which is my last Trump-themed nonfiction read I want to tackle before the end of the year. I did not read a whole lot of In the Holidays during work today because I, again, wanted to have enough time during the weekend to actually enjoy myself, and I used all my prep time to actually prep for next week. So I'm gonna go read a little bit of In the Holidays, and then I'll probably update you guys when I get up to like 200, which was my goal last night that I didn't quite make. And then I'll update you when I get there. I want to get back into the story a little bit, because I really don't remember where I left off. But yeah, also, I did want to say, I didn't wind up saying this previously, I did finish Dash and Lily's Book of Dares on Netflix, which was so cute. It was a great series. Really enjoyed it. Love the actors. We'll definitely hope we get a second season. But I really liked it. I thought that it was just a fun watch, and I'm going to watch it during this reading vlog. My next Christmassy themed show I'm going to watch is, I definitely want to rewatch Let It Snow, which is a movie that came out last year, and possibly watch a couple of other holiday Christmas movies this weekend for this reading vlog. But yeah, so I'm going to go read a little bit more of In the Holidays, and then I'll update you guys when I'm done. Or not when I'm done, when I get up to page 200. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Right here, I did wind up getting up to page 200 in the Holidays by Christina Lauren. I really am liking this book. It's quite fun. The middle part is a little bit unexpected. Like, I'm just curious to see like what happens next. So I'm curious. Like, I'm enjoying it. I think it's interesting. I like the Groundhog Day element. The book's definitely not what I thought it was going to be, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I really do like the romance between the characters. It's definitely getting a little bit more steamy, which is fun. So I'm going to read a little bit more, and when I get up to page 250, I will update you guys. Bye. Sorry here. Sorry for the weird angle, but I did wind up getting up to page 246 in the Holidays by Christina Lauren. Definitely took a really like unexpected twist towards the end, and I'm curious to see how the book winds up, but I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a break because I did stare at a computer all day. So I'm gonna go watch a couple of Christmassy episodes of something on Netflix. I have a few shows I want to watch, and I will update you guys tomorrow. And I should be able to finish this before I come home. But yeah, really enjoying it. Quite a fun read, and I can't wait to finish it tomorrow. It definitely took like normally when you read contemporary novels, there's always like a defining moment or like a moment that kind of puts a brakes on the relationships. And there's a couple of elements in this book that might do that. So I was curious to see how this one was going to happen. Went in a way I was not necessarily predicting. But yeah, I mean, I'm liking it. I'm liking there was some more Christmassy stuff because she's kind of reliving her trip. And there was a scavenger hunt, which I've always been a fan of. I love scavenger hunts in books. The last one that I read that I really loved was Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Linson. The whole book was a scavenger hunt, but this one was still super interesting. And I really like the world that was built. It's going to sound stupid because it's like a contemporary, but the groundhog world that was built, like the Groundhog Day world that was built for this book, because every single time she gets hurt, she gets sent back in time. So really enjoying it. I can't wait to see how this book ends, and I'll update you guys tomorrow. Here, I just got back from yoga. It is a dreary, rainy, sad day. It's just not a good day weather-wise. So I am going to do a bunch of filming today. That is my plan. I'm gonna get changed into my filming clothes because I want to look a little bit more Christmassy. But I did officially buy my tickets to ALA. So if you have not been following the news and you're watching this out of time, they did decide to re-event BEA and BookCon for the next couple of years. Due to everything going on with the pandemic, it got canceled in 2020, and it got canceled again in 2021 as a physical event in 2021. So we're unsure what it's going to look like going future. They said that it's actually like canceled and they're going to reimagine it. I still have some hope that they will come back in some capacity because those events are so fun. I really enjoy going to them, but I understand why it has to be reimagined. I really hope that I'm able to at least go to a couple events every year. That was the one I looked forward to. It was so fun. I got to see all my friends, like people from out of state that I only get to see a couple of times a year. So I'm hopeful that going forward after the pandemic is over and, we're able to travel safely, that they will announce a little bit more of their plans. But I did get tickets to the virtual ALA that is happening in the middle of January, which is the last physical event I went to last year before the pandemic. So hopefully that will be a little bit of fun and a little bit of a break. So I did buy my tickets to that. But I am going to spend the afternoon doing my Instagram photos and prepping for BookMas. Is basically what I'm going to do. I'm also in the middle of reading my books over there. In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I have like 40 pages left, so what I might do is I might just try to finish that really, really quickly because it's only like 40 pages, and then I'm going to do Instagram in my blog. So that's the thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go finish that. I only have like 40 pages left. I also have about an hour and 8 minutes left in my audiobook, Melania and Me, which is my nonfiction read that I'm trying to tackle. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go finish the end of In a Holidays because I don't have that much longer to read it. And then I'm going to go do some blogging, Instagram, BookMas stuff, and get changed. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll check in with you guys when I'm done with In a Holidays, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. To get changed so I look a little bit more Christmassy. But I do want to say that I want to finishing In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I would say this is probably my second favorite Christina Lauren book that I've read so far. I really like I just like the book. I thought it was fun. I like the flash from the past romance. I like the Christmas elements. I like the Groundhog Day elements. I thought the ending was a little bit like unclear. Like, I think that the first half of the book was really interesting, and I thought the middle part, it didn't go the way that I thought, and I thought the ending of the world building was a little bit confusing with the Groundhog Day element in specific, so when you read it, I think you'll understand. But I really like the side characters. This is the first contemporary book I've read that had like a found family trope, which I love in my like fantasy novels or in my like other types of novels. So I like that. I like, the Christmas elements. I like the romances. I just thought it was fun. I would probably end up giving this one like 3.5, 4 stars, 3.75 stars. I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable. The romance was cute, and it was a fun read. So far in this reading vlog, I was able to finish 3 Christmassy themed romances, which was amazing. And then for my next read, I think I'm going to read Shine by Jessica Jung for my diverse read and for the prompt, a book that I was supposed to read this year, because it does fulfill both. I was hoping to read Recommended for You, but I don't think I'm going to have enough time this weekend. So this is going to be the one that I'm going to pick up when I start reading, but I have to go do some filming and stuff. So I'll probably read this like a little bit later, but this just has to do with K-pop. And I've actually read another book I think it was last year. It was definitely last year or a couple of years ago at this point, because that was when I was doing Charlie. So like 2 years ago, I read Somewhere Only We Know by Maringo, and I like that. So I'm hopeful that this one will like be very, very similar. So, and I know that this one it was written by a real pop star, a real K-pop star. So hopefully I wind up liking this. I'm going to start this later. I'm going to go do some organizing and get ready to film some videos for BookMas, and I will talk to you guys later. Here I'm back. I just finished working. I am so tired. So I was able to finish both my audiobook, which was Melania and Me, which is my nonfiction audiobook, and I was able to finish In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I was going to start Shine, but honestly, I'm just going to start it tomorrow, and I'm going to read a majority of the day tomorrow since I didn't get to read it all today. And I'm going to probably knock out and watch MacGyver, which was an episode of the CW show that I have been wanting to catch up on because I don't want to fall too far behind on that. And I might just watch a couple of I might watch This Is Us and a couple of other shows that I've just been neglecting. But I will my goal is to finish a majority of this book tomorrow because I'm going to spend all day reading and relaxing and just decompressing. But I did wind up filming one video. I would have liked to film another one. I might actually wind up filming that one tomorrow. just because I ran out of time. But I'm definitely going to start Shine tomorrow and find a new audiobook. I'm not sure what I want to listen to quite yet. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Here I'm back. It's about 8:20. I'm going to run to town. Hopefully I can finish my errands today because it was pouring raining and I didn't feel like walking yesterday. But I did not actually start reading Shine last night. But I hope to do that today. I hope to make quite a bit of progress on that. I am still debating my TBR for this upcoming week. I have a couple of ideas, but late last night I did actually rewatch the movie Let It Snow on Netflix. I really, really love that movie. I love all the actors in it. I thought it was so well done. I also watched All Together Now, which starred the actual actress that voiced Moana, and Julian Shando. She was in One Day at a Time, like the reboot on Netflix, and that was just a really, really cute movie. There's quite a few Netflix comedies that I've never actually seen, so I might do that. Maybe make that like a reading blog and maybe do like a bunch of them. I don't know. I'm still debating if next week I want to do a fantasy week or if I want to do a contemporary week. So still thinking about that. But my plan is to film 1 or 2 videos today for BookMas. I was supposed to film a couple yesterday, and I just ran out of time because it takes a long time to like film videos and then schedule them and upload them, so I sometimes like need that in time. So I think that's what I might do. I might like film a video and then read for a little bit. We'll see. But I will update you guys when I come back from running my errands and see how I feel at that point. But I definitely am going to go to yoga. But I'll talk to you guys when I come back. I actually did wind up going to yoga. I ran some errands. I had some lunch. I did actually wind up starting Shine by Jessica Jung. So now on page like 18. I'm still not enough to like give you guys my thoughts, but definitely not what I thought it was gonna be. I'll say that. Like, I'm intrigued enough to keep reading, but it's definitely not the setup I was expecting. But I'm gonna read about to page 50, and then I'll probably, or maybe at least the end of chapter 3, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. But I am really liking it. I'm just gonna go film 2 videos. One that I was supposed to film last night for BookMas, and then one that I was just gonna film anyway. So I'm gonna go do that. And then when I'm done filming those 2 videos, I'm just going to go read for the rest of the day. It's still a little bit chilly outside, so I'm probably just going to I have a lot of YouTube videos to watch. Like a lot of BookMas is starting for the most of the rest of the book community. And I'm always a little bit farther behind them, so I just want to like watch some of the content so I can get some ideas for videos that I want to make. That's the one good thing about going so late. I can take the ideas that I like. I have my own ideas, but I might just kidnap some of the ones I like better. So I'm going to go film those videos, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Right here, you're checking back in. It is about 2:15. I did wind up reading to page like 45 in Shine by Jessica Jung. It's definitely not what I was expecting, but I'm enjoying it. I wound up filming one video for BookMas earlier in the day, which was when I had to get done. I want to film another one later, but it's a little bit more time focused because I have to look up summaries and stuff of my top 21 books that I want to read, contemporary books I want to read in 2021. So that's a little bit more of a time-intensive video, but I did want to getting up to page 45 in Shine by Jessica Jung. It basically follows this girl. Her name's Rachel. And she's kind of in this K-pop school to kind of like get into a group that's kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Russian and Chinese gymnastics society. I'm a big gymnastic fan, and that's kind of the setup that they have for the gymnastics, that you go and you live at this school and you kind of train and then you get chosen to be on the national team. It kind of sounds a little bit like that with the K-pop, at least that there's like a school and they all are trained and then they kind of get put into bands. But Rachel is from America, and she was kind of convinced to go over there to kind of do this, and her family kind of is displaced, and they're not that thrilled with her, and she is a very good person. Like, she's very, very talented. She could sing, she could dance, she could act, but that's not what it takes. That's not all the things it takes to be a K-pop. You also have to have a personality, and her people in the band, like the people that she's competing with, don't always like her. And she's in a little bit of a different situation other than the other girls. So I'm liking that, and I know that it's probably going to lead to a romance, and romance is very, very forbidden when you're in this type of society. So it's very, very fun. It's very interesting. I like the family dynamics a lot. I like the friends. It's just a fun read. It's more of like making the band, like from O-Town back in the day and less like being in a band, but you do hear a lot about the other K-pop bands, so I'm enjoying it. It's definitely fun. I like that, Jessica Jung was a K-pop star, so I would assume that this is super similar to like what she had to deal with when she became a K-pop star. Like, I'm sure she's pulling from real life experience, but I'm really gonna like it. So I'm gonna go read about 100 more pages, and then or a few more pages, and then I will give you guys an update. But I do definitely want to film another video tonight. I just don't know when. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more of this, catch up on some YouTube videos, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. Hey, Laura here, just checking back in. I did wind up getting up to page 74 in Shine by Jessica Jung. This is definitely a book that I wasn't expecting. I'll say I wasn't expecting the structure of it, but basically she is prepping to be a K-pop star. She moved to Korea to finance her dreams, and it definitely has a lot more girl drama elements than I was expecting. There's a lot of catfighting and infighting in it, but there also is the potentiality of a romance. There was a very, very cute, meet-cute moment that really caught my attention. And I'm curious to see where the book progresses. I know it's based on, like, inspired by her life because she was in the K-pop world. And I feel like the competition elements are really being the focus. And I'm just curious, like, where the book's going to go. There's a duet that is the focus. A new girl group is kind of being put together, and she hopes to be at the foundation of that. Then you have also her dynamics with her parents and her family and her friends, which are really interesting. It's just an interesting read. Like, I'm not a big fan of K-pop, I'll say that, but I like reading about finding your dreams or fulfilling your dreams, and I think that I could easily pass this book on to my students when I'm able, and they would like really enjoy it. But I know it's pitched as a romance, I know that, so I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll update you guys when I read to page 100 or 115. Bye. Sorry here, just checking back in. It's 4:05. I did wind up getting up to page 100 in Shine by Jessica Jung. It definitely has a lot of my favorite elements of a contemporary book that deals with like the arts or a competition or like performing in some way. Like, I think it's very much, to me, it reminds me of the TV show Making the Band, or how a girl is really trying to shine her own dreams, but it also does have elements of like Make It or Break It, which is a TV show I watched when I was younger that had a lot of competition elements between the girls. And normally when I read books like this, it's not focused on competition, it's focused on cooperation. But I do like that it is very much going into like a totally other world, and I like that because it's a world that I am not that super familiar with. The last one I read, which was directly about K-pop, was Somewhere Only We Know, which was like a very different type of book. But this is really focused on the industry and the highlights and the lowlights. You're really starting to see Rachel, like, is this the life she wants? Is that what she likes? But you're also having her develop a relationship with a current K-pop star. And I'm definitely intrigued by it. Like, as I said previously in these earlier clips, I am not a K-pop fan. I mean, I know about BTS. The kids in my school love them. But that's not my music that I like normally. But I am enjoying this. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I have to do a little bit of prepping, and I'll do a few errands for this week. I was going to film, but I don't know if I'm actually going to film. And maybe I'm going to try to film during the week this week, because I'm not commuting at the time. So I feel like if I film like one video every single day when I'm done with work, I can maybe get it done a little bit quicker, and I am a little bit tired today, just generally. But yeah, so I'm going to go do a couple of my little errands, and then I'm going to start Shine again. And when I read about 50 more pages, I'll update you guys. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Sorry here, just checking back in. I am making quite a bit of progress on my YouTube videos. I have 114 to watch. So I'm down to 102. Progress is being made, which is great. But I also did wind up reading up to page 101. What page am I up to? 157 in Shine. It's definitely getting a little bit more music-y, which I'm liking, and it's definitely dealing with her becoming more famous and becoming more popular, which is a trope I like. And I really like Jason as a main character. I think he's super fun. I think you're also dealing with the dramatic side of it and how intense it is, and there's a lot of body issues, and the eating stuff for pop stars is always a little bit chaotic and crazy. There's also still a lot of girl drama happening and a lot of parent drama. But I'm really liking it. I think it's a very, very fun read, and it's taking me inside a world that I don't necessarily know much about, but I think that having the author as a former international pop star, I think is interesting because she definitely has a very unique point of view. So I'm taking a little bit of a reading break. I'm going to start 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Poston, which is going to be my, like, working book I'm going to read, and then I'm also going to hopefully read the Lost Book of the Wife by Cassie Clare this week when I'm actually like working out and stuff, because I need 2 audiobooks, but I have listened to 10 Blind Dates already, so twice actually. I've read it twice, so this will be like my background noise book when I need some background noise. But I'm gonna go do that, and I'll update you guys when I get up to page 200 in Shine. Bye guys. Here, it's about 7:21, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to read another, like, 50 more pages of this, and then I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog, because this was supposed to be the 'Tis the Season-a-thon. I'm definitely not going to finish this book today, and I'm still kind of contemplating what my next reading vlog is going to be for my next week home, so I'm still kind of debating, but I do want to read a little bit more. This book is really, like, I'm enjoying it. It's falling into some of my favorite tropes. I love books that deal with elements of travel. I love books that deal with, like, famous people in romantic situations with, like, a girl next door. I like books about that have, like, a concept, so this is definitely, like, her trying to be a pop star or a K-pop star. I like the conversation she's having about that. I think it's really interesting that the way that her life is being portrayed. There was also some moments where the girls in the story started working together, and that's always super important to me when you show that girls can work together. It went in a direction that I don't think I loved, but the moment of them working together really worked for me. There also are elements of, like, parental abuse, I'll say that, and just abuse in general, and how they treat the girls in these situations. It's sometimes very, very heartbreaking, and I think if you read, or if you were a 90s fan and you heard how the girls were treated, I think it's very, like, honest, I'm gonna say. But yeah, I think the romance is also growing on me, but it's also just a very, very fast-paced read. Kind of reminds me of reading, like, an A-list book, or, like, a book like that that's just kind of fast-paced, but incredibly diverse. I really like the main characters. They're both talking about their backgrounds and how that affects them in the culture of K-pop, and I think that's really interesting. So I'm going to go read about 50 more pages, and then I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog and figure out what I'm going to start reading tomorrow. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog, but I wanted to just chat through the Christmassy stuff that I wound up watching this weekend. I finished watching Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and Dave Levithan. It's on Netflix, and it's like an 8-episode miniseries, which I wound up super enjoying. I watched that for most of the week, and it was such a nice de-stressor, and it just put a smile on my face, and it reminded me how much I really, really like that series. I also went to an event with those 2 authors at some point this week. I think it was a Wednesday, and it was just kind of talking about their process of writing it, and I really enjoyed the TV show. I also watched a few episodes of Nailed It, the Christmas edition. I didn't get to finish watching them all. I actually might wind up watching them this week as well. And I also watched Let It Snow, which was just a Christmassy themed anthology movie that is actually based on a book by John Green, Lauren Miracle, and Maureen Johnson. And I love the movie again on rewatch. I just finished watching that as well. But yeah, I just want to wrap up the Christmassy things. I tried to watch a majority of Christmassy things this week. I think it's also going to kind of bleed into the next couple of weeks because we are in the Christmas season. But now I'm going to wrap up the books that I read during this reading vlog. I'm actually here to wrap up this reading vlog. I didn't wind up reading up to page 250, but I am going to wrap it up. So I still am really enjoying this. It's definitely a fun, fast-paced read that deals with the K-pop scene. The romance is definitely getting in more intense, and it's becoming a super interesting one, so definitely can't wait to finish reading this, hopefully by tomorrow. But I did want to wrap up the other books that I wound up reading for the 'Tis the Season-a-thon. I did wind up reading Tinsel, The Girls Who Saved Christmas by Sybil Poundor. I thought this was adorable. I thought it was such a fun read and one that I really, really enjoyed. And it's basically the story of how Santa was born and how the myth of Santa was born in the middle grade set. And it was just adorable. I wound up giving it 4 stars, and it just put a really, really strong smile on my face. So this is the first book I read for the 'Tis the Season-a-thon for the holiday-themed book prompt. And then I also finished reading All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Laga. This was a book for the cozy read, and it's just like a super short, like a Christmas story where a girl, Bailey, is really determined to have a perfect Christmas, a perfect holiday Christmas with a romance and everything all attached. And there's two boys vying for her affection, and it was just super cute. There was a bookstore at the heart of it, and it was just a really, really fun read. It just put a smile on my face. I wound up giving it 4 stars, and it was super enjoyable. And I also read In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, which is for 2 prompts. It was for one that had lights on the cover, and I can't remember the other prompt. There's only one prompt I didn't do, and that was read a diverse book, which was Shine and read a book that I meant to read last year. So this is the one that had 2 that I just didn't wind up finishing, but I did like it. This one was fun. I think it's one of my favorite Christina Lauren books, but this was a book that follows a girl who kept getting thrown back in time for Groundhog Day, so she keeps reliving the same week, I'll say, because she keeps getting like thrown back. And it was fun. It was enjoyable. I wound up giving it like 3.75 stars. So yeah, I wound up finishing 4 Christmassy themed books. Well, 3 Christmassy themed books, and I made it through halfway of Shine. I really didn't do a lot of reading this weekend, I'll be honest, because I was filming a bunch of stuff. I also finished reading Melania and Me, which was the audiobook I was listening to, which had nothing to do with this readathon, but I wanted to just mention it. So I'm going to go start my next reading vlog, and I'll talk to you guys then. Bye, guys.